If you are a business owner and you think filing your taxes is how you save money, you're already too late. Because by the time you file your taxes, the money is already gone. And this is the biggest mistake I see every single year. Today, I'm going to explain the difference between tax planning and tax filing, why most people overpay thousands of dollars, how wealthy people legally pay little to zero in taxes, and what you need to start doing right now. Stay with me because this can change how you look at taxes forever. If you are new here, my name is Noura al-Masri. I'm a tax accountant and the founder of Noura's Books. I help business owners stop overpaying in taxes. Let's start simple. Tax filing is what most people do. You take your documents, W-2s, 1099s, expenses, you give them to your accountant and they prepare your tax return. That's it. You are reporting what already happened. You are reacting at that point. You don't have much control. You can still take deduction, claim credits, but you cannot go back and change your year. So whatever happened, you deal with it. That is tax filing. Now let's talk about tax planning. Here is my definition: optimizing your tax position to pay the least amount of taxes legally. This happens before the year ends, not after. Tax planning means you are making decisions during the year. You are tracking your numbers. You are being intentional. You are proactive. You are asking questions like, should I invest in this asset? Should I open a retirement account? Should I change my business structure? Should I hire my kids? This is where the saving happens, not in April 15. Let me explain something clearly. Wealthy people do not wait until tax season. They have a team. Sometimes it's called a family office. And inside that team, you have tax strategists, CPAs, enrolled agents, tax attorneys, financial advisors. Their full-time job is make sure you never overpay in taxes. Their goal is not to file correctly. Their goal is bring the tax liability as low as legally possible. Sometimes even close to zero. And how do they do that? Planning all year long. They look at income, they look at investments, they look at timing, they move before year ends. Now let's talk about what happens to most people. Lower income individuals, they often get refunds, but even that can be optimized because sometimes they are just overpaying during the year. Now, the middle class, they carry the biggest tax burden. And here's something very important. They're often afraid to invest in bookkeeping or tax planning. They feel like, I can't afford it. It is too expensive. But here's the truth. They are already paying a lot more in taxes. Whether they can afford it or not, the difference is this. The money they pay in taxes is gone. But if they invested that money into tax planning, that money creates a high recurring return. It keeps saving them money year after year. So it's not about cost. It's where your money is going. Let me say something very important. Tax planning does not work without record keeping. Because tax planning is where you create tax saving opportunities. But in order to do that, you need real numbers, not guesses. Record keeping is essential in tax planning because it backs your numbers. It supports the opportunities you create. If your numbers are not clear, you cannot plan properly. And if you cannot support your strategy, you risk losing it. So without record keeping, there is no real tax planning. Let me make this very simple. Tax filing, you're looking backward. Tax planning, you're looking forward. Tax filing says, this is what happened. Tax planning says, what should I do next? Tax filing is limited. Tax planning creates opportunity. If you are only filing your taxes, you are leaving money on the table. Sometimes thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars, and that money you will never see again. But when you invest in tax planning, you keep that money You control it. You use it to grow your business and build your legacy. If you have never done tax planning before, this is your sign. Call my office today at 312-741-1978. I help clients nationwide. It doesn't matter where you are, or schedule your free tax consultations now. Let's make sure you never overpay in taxes again. My name is Noura Al-Masri. I help business owners stop overpaying in taxes. Subscribe, and I'll see you next Monday.